Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about the GCF and the LCM. Matter of fact, if you remember what the GCF is and the LCM, and I'm purposely not saying what they stand for, not just yet, I'm going to tell you this all, of course, all of this stuff in a second, but if you remember what the GCF is, go ahead and find the GCF of these two numbers, 20 and 24. And if you remember what this LCM is, go ahead and find the LCM between 6 and 10, and then go ahead and put your answers in the comment section. This will be a nice little pop quiz for you. But I can almost guarantee you that 99% of you are still confused about this. Now, this is not overly difficult, but it's, in math, sometimes things that are not difficult just are confused. People often mistaken the LCM for the GCF and the GCF for the LCM. And then we have the LCD as well, which we're not going to be talking about. But you have all these different acronyms. And when you're in middle school, something like sixth grade, you learn all this stuff. And it's very easy to confuse this. So hopefully this video will clear up any confusion. Again, if you think you know how to do these two problems, go ahead and put your answers in the comments section. But of course, I'm going to go over this thoroughly in just 1 second. But first, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher. I'm going to leave a link to my math help program in the description of this video. But basically, it's my passion to really help math students, overcome any struggles they're having in mathematics. That's why I am a math teacher, and I'm a teacher for decades. So I've gotten really good at that. But if you feel like you're overwhelmed, or if you're not getting the right support in your math course, or maybe your math class is going too fast, or maybe you're in risk of failing, or maybe you want to get ahead and really secure an A plus in your course, I can help you out. So if you're at the middle school, high school, or even college level in terms of mathematics, you need to go ahead and check out my math help program. You'll see your course. I'm pretty sure that whatever course you're taking, you'll see there, because I have 100 plus different math courses in my math help program. Now, along with that, if you're preparing for any test that has math on it, so a math section, so I'm talking about things like the GED, SAT, ACT, a teacher certification exam, the CLEP exam, AccuPlacer, ALEX exam, you get the idea. I can help you prepare and pass those exams. If you homeschool, you absolutely must check out my homeschool math program. I've been working with homeschoolers for many, many years successfully. And if you don't have any math notes, don't panic just yet, although you should start panicking if you don't take any math notes. I'm going to leave links to my math notes in the description of this video, but note taking is an absolutely critical skill that you must master. If you want great math grades, you got to take great math notes. All right, so let's get into the GCF and the LCM. Again, this is stuff that we would learn like in the sixth grade, maybe the fifth grade, seventh grade, but certainly in middle school, you really have to master this stuff before you get into algebra. All right, so GCF and LCM, again, if you want to try, pause the video and try these two problems, I want you to find the GCF between 20 and 24 and the LCM between 6 and 10. All right, so let's get in to the solution. And I'm not going to show you the solution just yet, but we are going to go ahead and talk about what these acronyms mean. Okay, so let's talk about the GCF. So the GCF is the greatest common factor. Greatest common factor. Notice the word common, because that word common shows up over here. And the LCM is the least common multiple. All right, least common multiple. So again, we have this word common. Okay, one is the greatest here, and the other one's the least. So, they have some similarities, these two acronyms, and one's a factor and one's a multiple. Interesting. Okay, so what does this word factor mean? Well, I'm going to show you exactly what that word factor means in a second, and then we're going to talk about what a multiple is as well. So if this, was kind of like, oh, okay, now I remember what the GCF and LCM is. Let me go ahead and show you the problem. Okay, again, we want to find the greatest common factor between 20 and 24 and the least common multiple between 6 and 10. All right, so I'm going to go and show you the solution now, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. But let's get into the GCF. All right, so here is our two numbers. We want to find the greatest common factor between 20 and 24. So here's 20 and 24. So greatest common factor. Well, we want to remember what a factor is. So here is 20. Let's focus in on 20 here. And here is the factors of 20. Okay, now a factor is a number that goes into that number. So for example, factors of 20, okay, would be like, say, 2 times 10. All right, because these two factors, when we multiply them together, we get back to 20. So these aren't the only factors. We can have a whole bunch of different factors. 1 times 20. These are factors. How about 4 and 5? Yes, those are factors as well. 4 times 5. Those are factors of 20. So factors are two or more numbers such that when we multiply them together, we get back to that number. Okay. Now, of course, we have what we call prime factors. And when we're considering the greatest common factor, we want to list all the factors of this number. All right, so 1 is always a factor of any number, 1 and the number itself. Okay, so for 20, we know that 1 is going to be the very, very least factor, and then 20 is going to be the very, very biggest factor. But now we need to go ahead and start listing all these factors. And a good way to do that is you could build a factor tree. But in this case, I just want to focus in on the concept of what the greatest common factor is. Okay, so these are numbers that go into 20 evenly. All right, so we got 2, 4, 5, right? 4 times 5 is 20, 2 times 10 is 20, and then 1 times 20 is 20. So here are all the factors of 20. Okay, let's take a look at 24, and let's list all the factors of 24. Again, 1 is going to be a factor of 24, and 24 is going to be a factor of 24. Then we have 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, because 6 times 4 is 24, 8 times 3 is 24, 2 times 12 is 24, and 1 times 24 is 24. Okay, so now that we have all the factors listed here, let's go ahead and start looking at common factors. Common factors. What factors does 20 and 24 have in common? Well, they have a 1 in common. These are factors they have in common. They also have a 2 in common. What else do they have in common here? So I'm looking here. 4. Oh, this one has a 4 down here. Okay. This one doesn't have 3. This number, is there 5, 6, 10? Nope. So that's basically it. So what are the common factors? 1, 2, and 4. All right, so now drum roll, please. Let's go ahead and answer the question. What is the greatest of these common factors? Well, the answer is 4. That is it. That is the GCF. And if you got that right, I must go ahead and give you a nice little happy face with a few check marks and a 100% for that question. Nice job. Okay. So you got to understand how to find the GCF. This comes up in not only in arithmetic, but in algebra as well. All right. And it's not to be confused with this next thing that we're going to be talking about. And that, of course, is the LCM. Okay. Now here, we're going to be talking about multiples. This is the least common multiples. So let's take a look at 6, and now let's start listing the multiples for 6. So what does that mean, multiples? Well, multiples are kind of think of it like as a times table, okay? It's when I take this number 6, I'm going to start multiplying it by 1, then I'll multiply it by 2, multiply it by 3, and multiply it by 4, and we'll kind of just continue down the line. This is how we determine multiples, okay? So 6, or 6 times 1 is a multiple. 2 times 6 is a multiple of 6. 6 times 3 is 18, excuse me, is a multiple of 6. 12 is a multiple of 6. 24 is a multiple of 6. So these are like kind of factors, but we're listing the multiples out, okay? So let's take a look at 10. All right, the multiples, just start multiplying the number by 1 and then 2 and then 3, etc. This is the way you'll list the multiples. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Of course, all these can go on and on and on. We'll leave it like this because we're interested in finding the least common multiple. Okay, so just like the previous problem, let's go ahead and identify what they have in common. So what are common multiples here? Well, let's see here. I'm kind of scanning through this list, and I'm like, okay, 30 and 30 they both have this multiple in common, and they also have a 60 and 60. Now, if I continue this list on, they'll continue to have more and more, infinitely more common multiples, but this is good enough for now because I'm interested in the least common multiple. I don't need to find the greatest because that would just be infinitely out there, right? So let's just double check. Is there a 6? I'm going to look down here. No, there's no 6. There's no 12. There's no 18. There's no 24. There's no 10 up here. There's no 20 here. So boom. So 30, okay, is, well, let's just list it this way. 30 and 60 are common multiples between 6 and 10, and the least common multiple would be 30. Okay, so that is it. That's the difference between the GCF and the LCM. And you need to understand this because when we are looking at uh, finding the LCD of fractions, it's like finding the LCM of the denominators, and that's a whole different discussion. And there's even another kind of different approach that we can use to find the LCM or the LCD. But all this is very important. All this little stuff that we learn in middle school, like, oh, okay, we're learning the LCM, we're learning the LCD. You got to understand the GCF, greatest common factor. When you study algebra, we have to factor out the greatest common factor. That's a hugely important thing, a very, very important thing that we need to be able to do in algebra. So this stuff doesn't only apply to arithmetic, okay? The LCM is the same thing as we're doing the same thing as effectively finding the LCD. And this is very, very important when you're dealing with fractions, adding and subtracting fractions. It's also everywhere in algebra. So this stuff that we learn in middle school, we learn it in middle school, like the 6th grade, to get us ready for like 9th grade algebra. But don't feel too bad if you didn't get this 100% right. It's certainly not beyond your understanding. But again, like I said, 99% of the people out there would confuse this. They'll be like, I kind of don't remember this. Listen, don't feel bad if you don't remember this. Just the main idea is if you are needing to learn math again, this is important stuff. So, anyways, if you got all this right and you were like totally perfect, I must give you a happy face with the good old 1982 Mohawk, an A plus, and a 100% nice job. And if this video helped you out in some tiny way, please consider smashing that like button. That'll help me out tremendously. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, hopefully you'll consider subscribing. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years. I have like over 1,000 videos, more like 1,300 plus math videos. So I'm obsessed with teaching mathematics, and I try to teach math in a clear and understandable way. So if you like my teaching style, I have a ton of content on my channel that can help you out. But my best math help will always be within my Math Help program. Okay, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.